Hey there, and welcome. Sometimes the most powerful ideas aren't these big, complex theories. They're actually just simple reminders of things we kind of already know deep down. Today, we're going to dive into a single sentence that's packed with a huge lesson about the impact we have on each other. It all comes down to a choice, and that's what we're talking about.
Be a person who helps and encourages people, because this world has plenty of critics already. It sounds so simple, right? But it lays out this fundamental choice that we face like every single day in all our interactions. Which one are we going to be?
So to really get the punch of this advice, we're actually going to start where the quote ends, with the critics. The quote suggests there's an oversupply, right? That we've got more than enough critics to go around. So let's dig into that idea first.
Now, you might be thinking, wait, why start with the negative stuff? And that's a fair question. But the quote itself kind of gives us the answer. You really can't appreciate the value of the solution until you fully understand the problem.
The answer is because the world already has plenty of them. And listen, this isn't just a feeling or an opinion. It actually taps into this thing in our brains called the negativity bias. We are literally hardwired to notice and remember the bad stuff way more than the good stuff. So it's really no surprise that criticism can so easily become our default setting.
And let's be super clear here. When we say critic in this context, we're not talking about a professional movie reviewer. No, we're talking about a mindset. It's that default habit of just pointing out what's wrong, of always zeroing in on the faults in things, in people and in ideas.
And here's why that mindset is so common. Because, honestly, it's the easy path. It's safer. It's like you're standing on the sidelines of a game, pointing out everything the players on the field are doing wrong, but you never have to actually step into the arena yourself. It only requires observation, not real participation.
And when you put these two worlds side by side, wow, the difference is stark. The critic's world is all about subtraction. It focuses on flaws, it drains energy from a room, and it questions progress. But the helper's world? That's all about addition. It looks for potential, it adds energy, and it supports moving forward. The difference couldn't be clearer.
Okay, so if the world is saturated with critics, what's the antidote? What's the cure? Well, the quote gives it to us straight up. So let's flip the script and talk about the much more powerful side of this equation, the role of the helper.
Here it is, the call to action. And notice the wording here. It doesn't say try to be or it might be nice if you were. No, it's a command. Be a person who helps and encourages. It's presented as a conscious identity you choose to adopt, a role you decide to live out.
But what does being a helper actually look like in practice? Well, it really breaks down into two key actions. First, there's the help part. That's the tangible, hands-on stuff, like sharing what you know or just lending a hand. And then there's encourage. That's the crucial emotional support, acknowledging someone's effort and inspiring their confidence. You absolutely need both.
And while those are two different steps, they can both come from a single source. Sometimes all it takes is one person choosing to play that role. Just one person offering help instead of judgment can be enough to completely change someone's perspective. Think about it for a second. Has one person's encouragement ever altered your path? I'm willing to bet it has.
And that really brings us to the heart of this whole idea. This isn't about being born a helper or a critic. It's not some fixed personality type. It is a conscious choice, a choice we make multiple times a day, in conversations, in text messages, and even in how we talk to ourselves.
Ultimately, the choice really boils down to the kind of impact you want to have. The critic deals in the currency of doubt. The helper deals in confidence. One path leads to hesitation and retreat. The other fuels growth and progress. The effects are polar opposites, and the choice of which one to create is entirely ours. So let's circle all the way back to where we started. Hearing it again now after breaking it all down, the message just hits different, doesn't it? It's not just some nice little platitude. It's a strategic choice to fill a real need in the world. It's a call to actively counterbalance an overwhelming force.
So, as we wrap this up, the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. The world has its critics. That's a given. That's a fact. The only question that remains is, what will you choose to be? Thanks for joining me.